Hi, ladies. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I had to think a minute. What day is it today? Happy Tuesday. I hope you're doing well. Today, I am talking about how to bring down the walls that you might have around your heart so that you can let love in and find an amazing relationship. So if you guys are excited to hear about this today, please give me a heart. And also please let me know, as usual, if you can hear me, if you can see me, if everything is coming in clear. I can never tell until somebody comments. So please let me know if you can see me, hear me, if everything is working as it should. Okay, so let's get into it first. How to let down the walls around your heart. So there's two parts to this. There's the literal energetic walls that we have up that's made up of suppressed emotions. And I'm going to talk more about that. I'm going to go into that in detail here today. But then there's also the things that we believe about love, about relationships, about ourselves that can keep a wall up and make it hard to let love in. So I'm going to go into both of these here. So make sure you watch until the very end. And again, give me a heart if you are excited to hear about this today. Please comment also where you're watching from. If you're watching live, if you're watching the replay, I always love to see where everyone is watching from and to see who's actually here live. So if you want, you can comment live and let me know that you are watching the live and you can see me and hear me. Okay. So first I'm going to talk about why we have walls up in the first place. So I want to start by saying it is completely natural to have a wall up when we've gone through a really challenging situation, when we've been in an abusive relationship, a toxic relationship, in a relationship with someone who's narcissistic, and we've been really, really hurt. It's completely natural and normal to put a wall up. The wall serves a purpose. It protects us from getting hurt even further or even more than we've already been hurt. So the wall is normal. It happens, right? It serves a purpose. Oh, hi Carmen, live from South Africa. So cool. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. So again, the wall serves a purpose. It protects us. Where we run into difficulty is once we're out of that challenging situation, once we're out of that relationship, and the wall is still up. That's what makes it harder for us to then find real love, to let love in, to allow ourselves to be loved and to love in return. So let me know if this makes sense to you guys so far, or if you are someone who feels like you have a wall up around your heart. Hi, Robin. Hi. Okay, Michigan, so cool. Minnesota. Thank you guys for sharing. It makes it so much more fun to do this. So yeah, let me know if you feel like you have a wall up. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the actual energetic wall that you can have that is a combination of different suppressed emotional energies. So in case you guys are new here and you haven't heard me talk about this before, I specialize in helping women to release the subconscious blocks that they have to love, including this particular energy that I'm going to talk about, so that they can find real love and learn how to create a healthy relationship. So the particular modality that I use in this energy healing modality, there is a specific type of suppressed emotional energy called a heart wall. So it's a literal energetic wall that is made up of all these suppressed emotional energies from difficult situations in your past. So you accumulate these suppressed energies and it creates an energetic wall, okay? So what I do is I help men too, but in particular I help women to release these walls so that they can let love in. So this heart wall, it makes it difficult to love someone. It makes it difficult to feel the emotion of love. And it makes it difficult to receive love. So yeah, Carmen says, yeah, I definitely have a wall up. I'm very guarded now. Yeah, I was there too. One of the reasons why I love the particular method that I use is because when I started to release this heart wall, I could literally feel it. Like there were times where I even felt, like if you're familiar with the chakras, I even felt my heart chakra like start to open up, some warmth, some heat sensations. It was very, very cool. But anyway, so let me know if you have experienced something like this. And these things that I'm going to list indicate that there could be a heart wall there. Let's say you've met someone who seems really, really good, treats you well. You're like, gosh, I should like him, but you feel like you're just not feeling it, okay? That's one of the indicators that you could have a heart wall up. Another thing is that you want to fall in love. You really want to have that relationship, but it's just not happening, you know? You're just not feeling it. Again, it's about the feeling. So that could be another indicator that there is a heart wall there. If you've met someone and you really like them and you want to let them in, but you feel like you can't, like there's something holding you back from that, that's also an indicator that you could have a heart wall here. And the last one is if you feel like you have trust issues with healthy partners. And again, I always put up this disclaimer, not when you're with someone who is untrustworthy, but when you're with someone who is trustworthy and you feel like you have a wall up and you can't let them in and you want to. So these could all be indicators that you do have a heart wall. And what I'm going to do here now in this live is if anyone here is curious to see if they do have a heart wall, I can actually tap into you live here and see if you do have a heart wall. So comment heart wall in the comments and I will tap into your energy right here. I won't do anything. I won't do any releasing, but this would just be to let you know if yes, there is a heart wall there that could be released to help you to get that love that you deserve. Okay. So does this make sense to you guys? Does this heart wall stuff make sense? And if it doesn't, please let me know because I will then elaborate on this. Basically, again, to summarize, the heart wall is just a bunch of suppressed emotional energies. And to clarify even further, a suppressed emotional energy is an emotion that you were not able to completely feel in the moment to release it. So emotions are energies that are meant to just pass through us. We're meant to feel them. We're meant to release them, right? That's how we heal. So when you don't do that, for whatever reason, like for example, you know, like it's very common for men to have a lot of suppressed emotions because they're taught that they're not supposed to cry or they're supposed to be tough. So they end up suppressing a lot, and so that's what happens. Women too, something that women experience is women are taught to not be angry. So they suppress all that anger. That's a suppressed emotion. So when we are in challenging situations, a lot of emotions tend to be suppressed because it's not safe to feel them in that moment, and it creates a literal energetic wall. Okay, so Robin, I'm going to check in with you here. I use muscle testing, so I'm using my fingers to tap into your energy and see if a heart wall is present. So I'm asking your subconscious, is there a heart wall that can be released? And Robin, I'm getting a yes. There is for you. Okay. All right, and Carmen here, let me tune into Carmen. Again, I'm using muscle testing to just ask your subconscious directly, is there a heart wall that we can release? So Carmen, I'm getting a yes for you too. Okay. And this is very common. Many of us do have these heart walls because we've been in really, really painful situations. We've been in abusive relationships or toxic relationships. And yeah, this emotional stuff builds up. And then it in turn makes it harder to find real healthy love when we're ready. So if you guys, again, are interested in releasing your own heart wall and working with me, you can comment heart wall below. I'll reach out to you, or you can click on the link in the description of the video here. Okay, so any questions about the heart wall and how that works? I know when I first discovered this, I was literally blown away. I was like, oh my gosh, yes, I totally must have a heart wall. And sure enough, I did. I had a lot of emotions that I had to release around the heart area. And like I said, once I did, I literally felt the shift physically. And what also happened to me is I became more open. Like before I did this work and before I released my own heart wall, I was a bit more, like, I'm trying to think of the best word for it, kind of shut down. Like I held myself back a lot. I didn't let myself be happy a lot of the times because it felt safer to me to kind of shut all that down. And then once I started releasing that heart wall, it made things a lot easier for me. I was able to be more happy. I was able to feel more joy and especially and most importantly, more love. Okay, so I don't see any questions here. Let me now move on to the second part of how to let our walls down, which is the beliefs that we have about love, about ourselves, and about relationships. So I'm going to take you guys through an exercise here in a moment, but the most common belief that we can carry around that keeps a wall up around our heart is the belief that it's not safe to feel love. It's not safe to be loved, or some sort of variation of that. Basically, having a subconscious correlation between being loved and a lack of safety, being unsafe. So let's give ourselves a reality check here. This is one of the ways that you can start to slowly let your walls down. The reality is, it was not safe to feel love in a particular situation in your past, whether it was in your childhood, or again, you were in an abusive relationship or a toxic relationship. That is absolutely true, okay? Something happened to you and it was not safe. But what is also true is that it is safe to love certain people, safe people, trustworthy people, okay? So again, I'm going to go through this a little bit, in a little bit more detail here, and we're going to go through an exercise. But Carmen has a question here. My question is that I feel I have a heart wall up and I keep myself protected with some people. Then with someone toxic, I tend to drop the wall and get hurt. Yeah, Carmen, I get this. This has happened to me too. So let me ask you this. Have in your childhood, did you have difficult relationships with your caregivers? And I ask this because sometimes, if that is the case, then when we get in the presence of someone toxic, it feels very natural. It feels normal. And it actually feels safe because it's familiar, even when it's really not safe. But because it's familiar and because we're used to that dynamic, that's what sometimes happens. So yes, subconsciously we go, oh, I know this. This is safe. This is familiar. And we let our walls down, and yeah, then we end up getting hurt. And that's why, like a big part of everything I teach here and in my program, what I teach women is not just to release the subconscious blocks, but I teach them very specific ways of dating and making sure that they are in a safe and healthy relationship before they start to let their walls down. Because this is very, very common, Carmen, and I experienced this too. Man, it was like, I was targeted to find like the most toxic person. And I was like, oh yeah, this is safe and normal. No. Yeah, so Carmen, yeah, I didn't have healthy parental figures. So again, yes, that's typically what happens. It's like we subconsciously associate safety with toxicity. And that is absolutely not the case, but the subconscious is weird. I will just say that. The subconscious is weird. And that's why I focus so much on hitting the subconscious with all these different healing techniques that I use to release this stuff and addressing it on the conscious level. It takes both. It takes conscious dating strategies to avoid that, to make sure that you are really in a safe relationship before you start to let your walls down, so you don't get hurt further. And that's why I'm gonna be here forever saying that, you need to make sure you're with someone trustworthy, because you don't have trust issues if you're with someone who you can't trust, who is untrustworthy. So, Carmen, I hope this makes sense, and I hope that this answers your question. Okay. So, going back to what I was talking about before, the most common belief that keeps those walls up is that it's not safe to love people. But again, the reality check is that yes, it's not safe to love some people, but it is safe to love others. And this is what our ego does. And if you're not familiar with ego, it's the wounded inner child. So when we're triggered, or when we've had a very difficult situation in the past, the ego, it doesn't see things in shades of gray. It sees things in black and white. So, oh yeah, I can trust anyone, or I can't trust anyone. Love is not safe. I can never let my walls down, when that's not the actual reality. So I'm going to have us do a little exercise here. So close your eyes, get somewhere comfortable, as long as you're not driving, okay? Just close your eyes, get comfortable, and what I'm going to have you do is think of all the people in your past that it was actually safe to experience love with, okay? So take a deep breath here and bring up in your mind's eye, or just the feeling, you can bring up the image of a person who it was safe to love, who it was safe to have a good relationship with. So this could be a grandparent that you adored. This could be a good friend from back in your childhood, a first love. And if it's difficult to think of a person, you can also think of a pet that you had, an animal from your past. Or if you can't relate to that, you can bring up the image of a supernatural being that resonates with you, an angel, a guide, okay? Someone who it is actually safe to experience love with. And I want you to tune into how that felt. Let your body relax. Let your nervous system settle down. And remember what it was like to feel that love. How it was safe to love with this particular person, or this animal, or this being. And really tune into that. Let that love just wash all over you from head to toe. And remind yourself that it is safe to love with certain people, with the right people. And take this feeling with you as you go about your day. And again, remember that it is safe to be loved by people who are trustworthy, who respect you, and who treat you kindly. All right, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And I apologize because my light just went off. I have no idea why. Maybe it was because of this little exercise. The energetics were a little too intense here. But I hope that was helpful. Let me know how you guys felt doing that exercise, how you experienced that. Because again, this is the reality. The reality is that it was not safe with certain people. Absolutely. We had every right to put those walls up and keep them up when we were with this person. But it's also true that there are safe people out there, okay? And the more we can let our walls down when it is safe, the easier it will be to allow those people to come into our lives and to let love in. So yeah, I'm curious what you guys felt with that. Give me a heart or a like if this was helpful, and share in the comments. This is just a brief exercise to tune into that love feeling and that it is safe. All right, any other questions here today about walls, about letting the walls down around your heart? And I will just check the comments here. Oops, I lost them. Okay. So yeah, again, ladies, if you are interested in working with me and bringing down that heart wall, it's super powerful. It makes a huge difference. Comment heart wall below or click on the link above to book a call with me. Carmen said, I really struggled to find a safe person from my past. Yeah, eventually my cat came to mind. Well, yes, perfect. And sometimes it's like that. Oh, you're so welcome. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes, yeah, if we've had a really difficult past, there may have not been a safe person. But it doesn't mean that there are not safe people out there. And so I'm glad that your cat came up. Yeah, that's why I mentioned you can tune into a pet. Because the more you can tune into that feeling, the more comfortable you'll get with that safe love feeling. And then it starts to become familiar and you'll be drawn towards those people who it's safe to express love with. You're tuned into that feeling. So I hope this makes sense. I hope this was helpful for you guys today. And I will talk to you soon. All right, bye-bye.